Good morning, I'm Sophie and you're watching this week's Serious Social. Last week, CJ and Annabelle addressed why Instagram is a major player across all marketing disciplines. This week, Facebook have given us more guidance by introducing an Instagram Stories microsite to help brands make better use of Instagram Stories. So CJ, what does the Instagram Stories microsite consist of?
Loads of useful information. A lot of our clients work with us because we're Facebook partners and we have access to teams and information that a lot of other agencies wouldn't get. So, for example, one of our clients is they're wanting to push the boundaries with a video at the moment. So we've taken the storyboard to Facebook to make sure their algorithms aren't going to trip it out. That's one of the things we can do. But for people that don't have access to a Facebook partner, there's loads of free information out there that Facebook give us. It's on microsites. How many of our viewers probably haven't gone and liked the Facebook business page, for example? And if you haven't done it, go and do it right now because there's loads of cool stuff that comes out every week. But to answer your question, the Instagram microsite is a hub designed to help us make the most out of our Instagram profiles. And the reason they've done it are quite staggering. We'll put the URL up on screen now, but essentially the landing page looks a bit like this. And once you're on site, there's an overview of Instagram stories, there's how-to guides, there's creative tips, there's information around how to use brand building. The reason they've done it though, they say 1 in 3 of the most viewed Instagram stories are from businesses. That's just astonishing. So that's not 1 in 3 of all Instagram stories. 1 in 3 of the most viewed Instagram stories has originated from a business. 50% of businesses on Instagram worldwide created at least one story during a typical month. And a survey that was done in the US, 96% of marketers said that they would be using Instagram stories for their business in the following 6 months. So real appetite. We covered last week the rise of Instagram in a business capacity and how we thought B2Bs in events could get huge traction out of it. This goes further and just underlines why all businesses, particularly within the consumer space, if you're not using Instagram stories right now, you've got to ask yourself why not, because the data is telling us there's real appetite. And with hubs like this showing us how to set stuff up, it's a no-brainer.
I think the FAQ section are questions that everyone wants answered on Instagram Stories at some point. Are the how-to guides just as helpful?
They are actually. They will show you how to set up an organic story, what you need to do when you're in the app. They'll also show you how to set up an ads story. On the creative, they give you tips around what should go into your story. So if you think about Instagram stories as kind of mini chapters or mini scenes that you can knit together, the real reason they've been on the rise is it turns your whole mobile into a creative canvas. Sounds really cliched, but advertisers and creatives, your asset is seen on the whole of the mobile device. So that's appealing in one aspect, but their advice goes further on how you can utilize that space. So they say 2 scenes in one, so video top and tail, so having scene 1 at the top of a vertical play, scene 2 playing at the bottom on top of each other. Apparently that's how we will cut through. Bags of other advice in there. So whether you're a creative or whether you're a marketer, go and take a look at it. It should trigger some real thought and conversations within the business of how to utilize a portrait canvas, for example, and why it stands out.
And you've already mentioned the Facebook business site, but how does the Creative Hub work?
It's again advisory, but there's loads of examples of brands that are doing really well. So it's not just preaching this is a good ad to use or this is a good format to play around with or this would look brilliant creatively. There are tangible examples within there of brands that have used the relevant formats, how they brought them to life, and then how they've tracked the performance out of it. So one of the other bits that we probably should talk about is they've got a performance element within the hub. So you now know what to measure and what to track, so you're getting meaningful return. So on all of the aspects across everything within the hub, lots of useful advice, lots of useful information. And to be fair to Facebook, they've been doing this quite a while. There's always been these assets available on the Facebook platform. It's just nice to see them now coming to Instagram. But staggering how few people actually know that these resource functions are there for them.
So when you've created something on the Creative Hub, can you send this to, say, a client, for example?
Yeah, you can. So sign off procedures, you ping it over to whoever's got to take a look at it, but it arrives in situ, so they can actually see how it looks on the device. So we use it here quite a lot, if I'm honest with you. We use it internally more than with clients. When we're pioneering on something or doing an ad treatment for the first time, you sort of see all the team sort of sharing it and looking at it, and we obviously test it across an Android and iOS. But from an approval perspective, it's a really useful feature. Because laddering back to our Serious Social last week, I spoke about, I think we'll see the rise of stories happening at events. From doing marketing at many events, and you know how difficult it is to actually pin a marketing stakeholder down, because they're going off to talks or exhibitions themselves, they're doing their own networking. So if they're getting an asset arriving on their device saying, this is a story you want to post, please approve, it really is a minute or two task, and they don't need to be at a laptop to do it. So smart thinking by the guys at Facebook.
Yeah, so it's clear that there's lots of help and advice out there on how we can use Facebook and Instagram more creatively.
Loads of it. Go and check it out, really. And I think Facebook did a brilliant job some years ago of convincing the world that the first thing you had to do for digital marketing was set up a Facebook page, irrespective of the size of your company. The second thing you then had to do was start advertising through Facebook. And again, they made the budgets inclusive, so that if you only had a few £100s, Facebook was an option for you. These advice sites and these hubs that they've created, it's just another step on that journey. They're making it easier for marketers without the expert digital knowledge that we perhaps would possess here to understand the different types of ads and treatments and creatives and go and try them. Some people might think that sort of cannibalizes our role of an agency, but once you get to the bigger, more signature events where you need expert advice, and you certainly need the support structure that our Facebook partner would give you, that's really where we kind of step in and help. But for the emerging businesses, particularly the SMEs or the small marketing departments, and I spoke to a couple of brands this week that are starting out on their journey. A really quirky drinks brand that's making strides on the cider front. This would be a great resource for their team to be looking at and help them evolve their marketing, and that's why we like it here. Big fans of what Facebook have done on this one.
Thanks for the insight. If you do have any questions on the Facebook Creative Hub, the Facebook business site, or the new Instagram Stories microsite, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And thanks for watching this week's Serious Social. You can find all our videos on the hashtag Serious Social or on our website.